This is my childhood. My whole year 7 and my whole year 8.
And this was on the 6230s, the D500s. You get me?
This was, man, this was this. Man knows every bar as well.
Energy.
I know every bar. Put some of the Mac 10 will smother you like a bed sheet they'll cover you. I've never been a prick or afraid of another you. I've got the gap that's stainless, gat to your forehead, leave you brainless. 4-5 in your face, you can die painless. The 357 is famous. I'm on the block performing, making peas, you're stalling. I'm still on the block 3 o'clock in the morning. I run up on you boys about your balling. Don't talk about gats and balling if you're not balling. My shank will leave you crawling. Murder scene in the morning, body bag in the morning. Oh, it's great. Bro, I know everything. Bullets in the 9 and the Mac. The bricks, the streets are bad.
Alright, listen.
You can get burst or stabbed. And it's you, old time big dude. Listen. Down in the ends and make the bounce, old round to the scam and clap the beef.
That's from radio.
Yeah, I know. I know.
That wasn't even the original, bro. Radio.
With the 9 mil on the snap bill on the ends, it's more real strap on the ends. Full clip and the Mac on the ends. I blow your heart out of your back on the ends. I'm back on the ends, I'll ride with the skin. I get high with the skin, like this could be the last time with the skin. So know yourself on the ends. Always never be. Anyway, so we can go more. But
you say man don't even need to say what the tune of the week.
Yeah. Tune of the week. Yeah, we know what's going on already. But yeah, 2K3 the podcast. The episode number don't even matter. It's a special time right now.
Very special.
We've got our first guest ever. What's mad, is that he kicked off HB Freestyles for me, and now he's the first guest of the podcast. So that shows that this guy is someone that I really value. I don't need to say much more. We've got the guy RA. What's good, my bro?
Ba.
How are you, man? Yeah, clap, man. This is a living legend right here, fam.
Yeah, man.
You good?
It's here.
Come. Oh no, sorry. Come closer, please.
Yeah.
It's here working, you know.
Nah, hey man. Listen, first and foremost, thank you for coming on, chilling with the man them. I can speak for all of us. That tune was our anthem, fam.
Back of the bus.
That was the anthem.
That was the hood anthem.
Yeah, bro, that was the mad thing. So,
Bro, niggas thought they were really riding out when they listened to that, you know? And they weren't even riding out like that, you know?
They weren't. But trust me, that was the one back then. But yeah. I just want to say again on camera, this is not an interview on how did you get your name and music.
To be fair, I want to know that anyway.
No, I do want to know that. But oh yes, and and your new single.
Yeah, how's your new single sounding?
Man just wants to chat, just to find out how you grew, just in terms of situations that we've spoken about on here. We want to know your take on things as well, because you basically grew around the same eras as us as well, but you had a way different outlook on things to us, so it's just a chat really. So I think the first thing is cool, so each thing we're going to ask you is an episode that we've spoken enough about, so we'll just ask you and we can just maneuver. But I think the first thing is, from year 7, when you started year 7, do you have any friends that you had in year 7 to this day you can still phone and go for food or...
Boy.
What school did you go to?
That's what I was just about to ask, you know.
I went to bear schools. The first year 7 I went Bevan.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Then I went Jeffrey Chaucer.
Oh, yeah.
Then I went Kingsdale.
Yeah.
Is it?
Bro, where the hell you went Kingsdale?
We went Kingsdale, no? All of us.
Yeah. But then obviously I left Kingsdale 2000, innit?
Right, that was 3 years before we even thought about it.
Yeah, like 2000 time.
Fuck.
And then I went centre.
Oh, okay. Fuck.
But yeah, friends from year 7, nah.
None.
What about friends from school in general?
There is man that I know and I see and I like, yo,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's not like, yo, what my guy, what you doing today? You know what I mean?
That's a shame, man.
But when you was in school, alright, cool. So quickly on to school, yeah? You said you went to peer schools, yeah? So the first time you ever got excluded or you ever had any trouble home, what was your thoughts when that whole shit was happening? Like the first time, or when you had to go home to your mum and say, yo, mum, or they phone the school?
Man just got a beating, innit?
Yeah.
You know, like, they weren't even, you know what time it was.
Yeah.
I knew, like, I effed up.
Yeah.
And I know that they phoned home. Boom.
Still
I swear I got suspended as well, you get me? So,
And I like him.
yeah, so you know that long trip home, you know what
I was
time
just
it is.
about to say that. You're all finding new routes home. You know?
You get me? Outside the door for long.
Yeah.
I don't want to feel like that, fam.
Yeah, so then obviously it was just that. You just get in, you just that straight Caribbean.
Yeah.
Shout, you know the one.
Yeah, you know the ones already.
So yeah, even in terms of that, when you were at school, was there any subjects or anything that you're like, you know what, I don't really like school? Or actually, did you like school in general, like lessons and that?
You know what? I was good at certain things. Like, I used to kick ball with maths.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, sick.
And art as well.
Is it what, like actual paintings and stuff like that?
Nah, but I just used to draw. I used to draw. You
Oh, you could draw?
Yeah.
What? Like now you can still draw?
I lost it.
Have you tried though?
I tried.
Have you tried? Yeah.
I was like, bruv, you lost it. I could pattern. I was a good drawer. Still.
Yeah. Drawing is
I couldn't do that. I'm not gonna
Bro, it
lie.
was
fam.
something that I never had in school.
And I could only.
Ever. I wish I could draw. Like, I wish I could draw. Back in school and that, when I see girls doing portraits and things like that, I used to think, bro, the only thing I had was good handwriting. Outside of that, that's the only thing I could perfect. Never
Bro,
get anything better.
I could just do the S. You know the Superman S. That was the only thing I've ever been able to do, fam. And you couldn't do that in art, fam.
do the S thing.
So what did you end up doing? Like, did you get to the part of doing GCSEs and stuff like that?
I got like, but when I got kicked out of Kingsdale,
Yeah.
when I got into centre, they do GCSEs, innit?
Yeah.
So I got to do my GCSEs. There weren't no good grades though, but I got like C's and that. C's, D's.
Yeah, the D's are strong still. I had a couple D's still. They were strong
I
still.
can't even lie to you. Like, outside of the BTEC, because it changed from you was a little bit ahead of man. So but you was doing GV and Qs in school, but it turned to BTEC after, and I got, apart from those, I got maths, I got statistics, RE, failed science, failed English.
Bro, I got an E and RE. I don't even know how that's possible. An E, bro.
I just got 3 or 4 GCSEs and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna get beats when I go home.
Bro, I definitely got it, fam. And you know, like, the Caribbean beats are strong.
Yeah.
Like, I remember you telling me, Joey, that you've been beaten with a couple of things.
Well, it's not just hands. Like, they start getting creative. Like, remember I said that I had the little radio.
Yeah.
And as punishment, I had to keep the radio after my mum bust my head with it.
Bro, I used to do
Like, I
it.
had a dent in the fucking thing.
So that's PTSD right there.
Every time I look at it, it's no, don't play with me or.
Bro, I've had a thing where I got beats, yeah? And when I know it's coming, I'm trying to play it smart, so I've put on extra pants. You know what I mean? Thinking, yo.
Yeah.
And then my mom's beating me, and instead of me to do the acting and act like it's hurting, get me, I'm a big boy now, so this ain't hurting. She's like, Akin, what's going on? I'm like, no, what are you talking about, mum? She's like, so you don't feel it, Akin? I'm like, no, mum, it hurts and that. She was like, Akin, how many trousers? What are you wearing underneath that? And just bare face.
Well, about like going on from that, like, I feel like when it comes to the parents thing, I think the reason why man got the lick so rife is because, you know, like when we was going through school, I think our adolescent stage was a bit quick. We got a bit big for our parents, like, you know, like they were still trying to instill the fear while we were still young, and so they can try and mold us, but it just wasn't really happening. So they had to get a little bit more extreme with it. You know what I'm trying to say?
And we was doing the same thing over and over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Do you know what?
That just used to just piss them off.
That's the frustrating thing, doing the exact same thing. And we was talking about it as well, like, imagine you're a parent, cool, you've come home from a hard day of work. You're not even working a great, fantastic job, yeah? And every day you get home, you're getting the same old shit. The same old shit, bro.
Bro, mom's like, yeah, what? So, she's coming to get me from the police station. She's like, what are you saying? So, what, you're robbing people now?
That's when it used to get. That's when it was getting sticky.
Yeah. So you're robbing people now. And two dudes, she's coming to the police station again, like.
Yeah, like, oh,
So,
again.
what? So you still robbing people? You don't listen.
Yeah, it's mad. So what? So going to school and getting in trouble and getting arrested or certain police things and getting in trouble, was the beatings different? Or was it
It was, you know.
Yeah.
It was.
That was, I love them beatings.
Yeah, them school beatings.
Yeah.
Were like, yo, like, you're gonna say to you. When it started getting to like police and feds running through the yard and madness going on, it was more of like disappointment.
Yeah.
Than like rage and getting beaten.
No, fully.
When was one of the first times sort of your mum got a hold of, like, your actions on the roads?
I think my mum always knew.
Yeah.
Primary school, I was just like.
Primary.
Naughty.
But that's young, you know.
Yeah, I went to 4 primary schools.
Bro, you went to more schools than all of us combined, fam.
Bro, like, I went to 4 primary schools, bro. So like, man was just fighting.
Yeah.
Next school. So I feel like she knew.
Yeah.
And that's when I started doing boxing. You get me?
Oh, okay. I was just about to ask something like that. Yeah,
she's
yeah.
like, yo, listen.
Need to get the anger out.
Yeah, like, so that's where all that come from. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna do boxing. And obviously, that's where I started to go and do my thing. But then obviously, the road still got hold of me.
Yeah.
But she knew from young, man. She knew from young. But then when it got serious is when the feds are coming to the yard, innit?
Of course.
Like armed police.
Yeah.
Did I don't know if you lot have ever had this conversation, you and your mum, as in like, where do you feel like that, you know, that anger, especially when you're young, sort of came from? Is that a question you've ever even asked yourself?
Nah, I don't know if it was just like bloodline, but
Yeah.
Pops was like that as well.
Yeah.
In his time, you get me? So I don't know if it was that or I don't know what it was, bro, but like. And then obviously people always say like they blame like areas and I wouldn't blame areas, you know. But when man's coming out,
And that's what you're seeing.
man's in the garrison.
Yeah.
So when man's coming out, it's not no hunky dope. You know what
Bro,
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bro, it's
So man
it's
seeing man
tricky.
patterning like I'm coming out, I'm seeing shots beat and then
Yeah.
and the man's watching like, bro, what's that? See a man driving big whips. See man man's running that man down.
Yeah.
These time man ain't even allowed off the balcony.
Yeah.
You get me?
So you're just watching it all.
I'm like, bro. So then when man was allowed off the balcony now, that's what we know, innit?
Yeah.
Bro, this is what it is, this is what we live. So it's kind of engrossed with that.
And it's mad pressure. It's mad pressure. Like, I think growing up, man only really saw the kind of the shots busting thing only on a couple of occasions in fields. But like, it's mad. You'll just get checked. Like if you're not about it, you'll be a loner, and the estate is full of kids. So you really don't want to be that outcast. When you finally get that freedom to be off the porch or the balcony or wherever you be at. You have to. You want to be. If you're not fitting in, you just by yourself. You might as well still be there. You know what I'm trying to say?
And you got to man up fast, bro.
Quick.
Exactly. Exactly.
You have to man up quick.
And people call it peer pressure, but it's like, we didn't really know about those words growing up. It was more of a case of, all right, this is my surroundings.
Like,
this is where it is.
I'd go as far to say that it's not even anger. I think growing up, man wasn't really angry. It's just aggression. It's just It's what it comes with. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
You have to be, or niggas will be on you.
Yeah.
Quick. Eat your food.
Yeah.
Quick.
Yeah, man will eat your food. You have to be like, you have to hold your own. You get me? Or have a cousin or something.
Yeah.
It's always the cousin. It's always the
I think
cousin.
that for me, because of my brothers, I think that's why.
Yeah, I never had that.
Same.
Not did I.
It's what I'm trying to say. So you have to be extra. It needs to be extra. Because it's like, it's all you. It's all you.
So I
Like,
just patterned.
And especially if you have a little brother or something, you have to be the one. You know, I think Gets at the bar or something that is like, my older cousin weren't known for nothing. Like, whenever I hear that, I just think the same thing, because when you got cousins or whatever and they're not really known for nothing, but you got a little one behind you, you need to make sure, no one can trouble my little brother.
fam.
So you have to go a little bit extra.
you'll create a line of victims.
There you go. and we all know line of victims. Do you know what I mean?
There'll be a victim. You'll be like it'll be a madness. You'll just be victims, and even you're on your block. I know that there's victims on there that I know that went to Kingsdown and that as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, man, talk about that off camera, but
Fast.
All right, but also, so your name, where did it come from?
You know what? The name, obviously, they used to, when I was young, they used to call me Razor. innit?
Yeah.
Like, obviously, I always had a.
Yeah.
So obviously, man. And then obviously, when man got older,
Yeah.
like, you just thinking, oh, man can't be calling you. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's
Grown
flames.
now.
It's flames. Yeah.
Like, what? Like, what's really good? And then, one of my brethren at the time, he used to just say, yo, like, he used to just, instead of saying Razor, he used to say, yo, R-A. You get me?
Yeah.
He used to say R-A. Because I made the bar R-A-Z-O-R. Remember that?
Yeah.
R-A-Z-O-R. So the man is like kind of said, well, you know,
Oh, so
scrap
just
the
just
But it works though. It works.
And obviously, it wasn't certain things you was walking with them times. innit?
Yeah.
Because you upgraded now. You're artillery.
Yeah.
Of course.
And then it was just like, yeah, that's it, man.
Did you ever have any other names?
Nah.
No nicknames. No one ever called you separately.
Nah. It was just my government name.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah.
Don't worry, we ain't gonna ask. You know. Good. So cool. All right. So now we transition. All right, you're in year 10, year 11. you're in the centre now. You done your GCSEs. Did you ever think? Actually, I got another question before that. Actually, obviously, we want to be rich and that when we're growing up. That's like our main thing. But was there anything you wanted to ever do in life that you thought, like, maybe I could have done that? Maybe. Do you know what I mean? Like, if money was no option right now, yeah, and you weren't doing what you're doing right now, is there anything you'll do?
It's so mad, yeah, that man always had ambition, but never knew what it was that man wanted to do. But man know, like, yo, man have to get it.
Yeah.
So that's why it was kind of crazy, because man didn't want to be a doctor.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be a nurse, and
Yeah.
like the average.
Yeah.
Want to be.
Exactly.
But I didn't know where man fitted in.
But you know you need to make bread.
Yeah, I just know that, right, I'm ambitious with it.
Yeah.
And I'm a go-getter. So I'm saying, right, whatever I set my mind to, I'm gonna have to pattern it in it. But relying on the actual education route, like get A's in school, and then you go and get this big degree job that they push on you, that they think that happens. That weren't working,
bro.
But the thing is, like, I don't know about you lot, but we lonever really saw that route for much people. You know what I mean? Like, growing up, I
see it now.
For real. Like, growing up, I couldn't say, raw, you know what, I want to be or whatever, doctor, whatever, because I see my man do it and I see my man come to the ends with a big car as a doctor. No, bro. Like, we all know.
I see man, like when I was like year 9 and that, I see year 11s who was smart. You got good grades.
Yeah.
I've seen them now and they're finished.
Yeah, oh, bro, trust me.
And they didn't even go down that road.
Oh, trust me, we've spoken about youths like that. That's gone to man's school. That's you know, the ones that are allowed to do music and stuff like that. Like, because in man's school, you could only really do music is if you was like a top A star. Like, it was, which is weird now, because the men that actually do music are not the ones that are allowed to do music in school. But all of those guys that got the A stars in science and that, like, they really ain't doing, like, man, mash more bread than them.
They ain't doing much. They ain't doing much. They're struggling. Like, man was struggling then now, and they've still got the pieces of paper that qualifies them in court for certain things. But it's techie.
Bro,
it's techie. Growing up, you're not gonna see, especially when the hood shows you the niggas that are shining. They don't have degrees, bro.
Yeah. They can't show you no paperwork.
They, like, literally, there's a very, very limited amount of things that they can teach you.
Yeah.
But the things they can teach you make money, but it just comes with certain other things.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? So I don't know, man. That's a hard question to ask most men from the hood, because it depends on where your influences was from. And most men from the hood, their influences came from the hood, and that's just
their role models.
That's why this is why niggas end up back in their parents send them back to Jamaica, back to Africa, back to this, back to that, because the parents eventually find out that
they ain't nothing.
They, so long as they're letting you outside the house, they can't get you away from that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say?
It's hard now. That's why our generation, that's why the youth that we're having now, like, I don't know, like, it's scary for them. I don't even lie, that man's youths and that.
Bro, it's a next level. It's a next level, because the aggression is, it's not even about, how do I put it? It's not even about problems. It's about clout. It's about clout more than anything. Like, niggas are committing murder just so they can say that they done it. You know what I'm trying to say? It's weird. It's weird, fam.
That's
like,
the times now is totally different.
And
the thing about it is, it's mad to say, it's only going to get worse.
Yeah.
It is.
Crazy.
It is.
All right, cool. So that leads into something else, social media. So I don't know. Obviously, growing up, I know there was a point when RA went jail. Yeah. So I don't know when exactly you first hit a social media. What do you remember? What your first one was? You have a Bebo? Did you have Bebo? He said who? He said who?
Bebo. Nah, never had none of that.
Yeah.
I missed all that era, innit? That whole what's the thing called BlackBerry?
Yeah.
I
That's
used
the
to
same.
hear about it in jail, like, yo, ping in this, ping in this. I'm saying, what ping? What are you about? Like, But obviously, I missed that wave, innit? So my first thing I was ever on was Insta. Or WhatsApp, if you call that. So
I guess you could call it that.
Fucking hell.
that was from the walk, innit? You get me?
How did you find that? Because talking to Conz, he went to jail when I think everyone was using Blackberries, and he found it weird to sort of start using the iPhones and stuff like that.
yeah, it's mad.
Now I can't use an iPhone.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm still Samsung.
Still.
Oh, now, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, it's techie. Like, what?
But the iPhone is a madness, bro. Yeah. That is like, you get me?
It's a different world.
Probably because my first ever smartphone was a Samsung.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's why.
So
if my first one was an iPhone,
Maybe, yeah.
But it's techie. Like when I went to jail in 2010. 'Cause when I come out now, when I went to jail, everyone was on Blackberries. I had all the Blackberries. Like I was, because the phones were the thing. Man was confiscating back then.
Yeah.
And when I got out, everyone's got Instagram, everyone's got iPhones, and I couldn't adjust like for a while. Like I was telling people, raw, if you're gonna take a picture, 'cause when I got out, loads of people wanted to take pictures of me. I felt like a little bit of a celebrity at the time, and I was just like, don't put it on Instagram, don't put it on Instagram. I don't know why I was even saying it. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? It was so weird, so baffling.
So how did you find adjusting? So when you first come out of jail and the whole social media thing, 'cause it must have been like a different world.
Yeah, it was a different world. And I got that when I was in my last DCAT, innit? Yeah? Then obviously I started like entertaining those things. And I wasn't gonna do it really, to be honest with you. But a man said, "Yo, like this is the new thing now." You know? Like, so I started looking into it. So this is what everyone's on. Like, rappers, this, that, and the fourth. This is the way you promote and So man saying, right, if you're looking to get back into music, you need one.
Word.
Yeah, you do.
Like, I'm like, bruv, this is, you get me? I'm not that guy. I don't like all of that front row shit.
I think that's a bigger transition. Like, going on from that, I think that's a bigger transition for you to ask. I mean, social media came, from my recollection, I don't know the facts, but from my recollection, social media came and progressed massively while I was using jail. So but music was there before and after. And I know that the whole music game, the whole industry, the way it's set up has changed from then to now.
Yeah, officially.
Like,
just remember, man used to sell CDs.
Yeah.
Man's in
At
Brixton.
shops and that.
Yeah, you know what I'm trying to say?
You got to say to you. So now everything's digital, isn't it? You don't need no disc, no CD, nothing. Everything just bam, online.
Yeah, it's
so
tricky.
even now, it's still hard for me to adjust to it.
Yeah. So do you think, like, when you first came out, was music in your head like that? Like, okay.
Nah, that's what I'm trying to say. I wasn't gonna do music.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, it's dead. Like, it's long and everyone's forgotten about, man.
Yeah.
Thinking, bro, like, that's years ago now. This new era, whatever. It was only when I was like 2013, when I was in Loudon, I did something called Mockery.
What's that?
A tune called Mockery.
Okay, cool.
From jail.
Yeah.
And the artist TV put it up.
Oh, yeah, I think I remember, yeah.
And I was saying, "Bro, you're getting, like, people still remember you." I'm saying, yeah. I said, okay. That's when it first came back in my mind.
I might be back still. I might be back.
2013, then. But that was still early.
Yeah.
When it come to like 2017 now, when I had access to these things, I said, alright, cool. Here's what I'm gonna do on the start page, Insta page. See if I get any followers, innit?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna follow no one.
Yeah.
And just go from there.
Yeah, not on no bad man.
Yeah.
I was on a thing like raw.
Let's see.
Genuine fans.
Yeah.
Like, forget me following you back and then you're only following me because I'm
Because
following
I'm
you.
following you,
I'm saying, no, you know what? I'm just gonna not follow no one. Let's see who's really genuine fans.
Yeah.
And that's what I did, and I just left it. And then people were like saying, "Is this really hard?" You know what I'm saying to you, and then it kind of just started building, and then I see it kind of shooting to wherever it went.
So before you went to jail, weren't you on MySpace?
Nah, I wasn't. Roadside G's was.
Roadside was there, wasn't it?
We had the MySpace.
Yeah. So with Roadside, what was someone controlling that for you lot?
Yeah. Someone was dealing with that.
Of course.
Management.
So with Roadside, just to quickly spin back, how did you all meet to even create Roadside?
You know what it is? It's everyone's linked through the man them, innit? Either family tie or just like man them in the hood.
Yeah.
You get me? So, and everyone lived in the same area.
Oh, okay.
You get me? So Diggers, LMB in Angel Town. Me, Elms is in Loughborough. Then in Tulsville. You got to say to you.
Oh, so I saw
Gumbo
close.
on the ends and
Oh,
Kaiser
okay,
lived
yeah.
there. Everyone was just together, innit?
Just a-
Yeah, you got to say to you. So everyone grew up with each other, knew each other from young.
Yeah.
So what all right? I don't want to speak as if one man inspired another man or whatever. But who was making music first?
Yeah.
Or was you just all making music at the same time?
So Smiley now, and Elms. And then I think still. Do you remember Two Doc?
That sounds very familiar.
That was before Roadside.
No, that sounds familiar. Cause
Doc.
I've what's his name? I've got a cousin, but do you remember who's the producer? And you lot done something to one of these beats as well. Local Beats.
Okay, yeah, no problem.
My cousin was a part of that, so a lot of but he's like your age group, so he would show me about things. I'll know the names, but I don't know.
Yeah. Too Dark Crew, like that was like before Roadside.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
that was it.
That was like from garage days.
Oh, okay.
Bassline, pirate, boom, boom, boom. From when you had Gideon and a couple other men.
Yeah.
And then obviously, Smiley like made the break off, innit? Like, can we do Roadside, like a different thing? Going into a different era. That was the garage days.
Yeah.
And that was it. So Smiley, Elms, and then they just patterned the Roadside thing. And then everyone else kind of just came after. I was younger.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Let me ask you a question, yeah? Because I didn't really like grime growing up. I liked it, but I just felt, it just never felt South Londonish for me. Do you know what I mean? But why do you think that?
What do you think was South Londonish then?
So I just thought more rap, but I guess the grime was before the rap. The grime was before the rap. But I just felt like when I was hearing, like, I always associated grime. If it wasn't Roadside G's, the only thing I associated grime with was East London, North London. And it always felt like, because I felt the same way about when sort of Gypset and Crepticona was doing like grime. And I always felt like, we feel like outcasts in this thing. It's like they don't really want to accept a South London grime or whatever. And because you'd always see the East London guys linking up with the North London and I don't know, maybe West London as well. And our thing always felt like
separate.
A lot
so
of people
separate.
were nervous of South, man.
Yeah. Most definitely.
And with the grime, remember, it's just a spin-off from garage.
Yeah. Oh, for real.
It's just that spin-off, and everyone was doing garage.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say to you.
Who was the official members of Roadside? Because I remember a couple people saying they was Roadside, but I don't really think they was Roadside. I don't really think they was
So you never
Roadside.
saw them in the videos or nothing?
Yeah, like I saw more my people in the videos, and they were even claiming it. They was just saying, yeah, that's the man. I'm like, yeah. Cause a couple man in school was talking like they was Roadside.
Yeah.
Spitters, though, or
Just...
if we're gonna talk about spitters,
It's different. Yeah.
Smiley, Allen B, Diggers, Den, Elms, me, DRs.
DRs.
And that was it. And then obviously producer-wise, we had Gumbo, Flinty, Kaiser.
So you had like a whole movement, really.
Yeah, we had a movement.
Like a whole movement.
I'm surprised you're talking like you didn't even know that.
I didn't know there was. What I never knew, I didn't realize there was producers as well.
No.
You get what I'm saying?
I knew.
We had the whole thing, man.
Yeah. So what? You had the affiliations like the CFRs or the PDCs.
Yeah, that was just the dogs then.
Yeah.
It's the dogs that might just
like
slide on a couple of rhythms.
Yeah, and obviously everyone was linked.
Yeah.
It's not like now, like everyone's
separate.
Brixton was Brixton.
Yeah, of course.
Everyone was just one.
Yeah.
That was just it, innit? You get me?
Okay, that makes sense now. No, because you know, like back in the day, like when you're growing up and you're young, there's always going to be a few, obviously, man, sports.
No, but you know what it is? Everyone has a cousin that's something. You know
cool.
Everyone's cousin is my cousin. Like, you can't see him in the video, but trust me, he was there on that day. All right, cool. So talking about videos, where did you feel for Roadside was like the height of your popularity?
Can't come to the Roadside.
Yeah.
Obviously, get that door.
Yeah.
Was good.
Good, you know.
No, get that door.
My bad.
But they violate. They tried to shut down, get that door straight away, don't it?
Yeah.
What on Channel U?
Yeah. Like, straight away they were just on, man. But obviously we overcome that. You get me? And then can't come to your Roadside. That was man's like height. And then they officially just ripped man off that as well.
So, all right, cool. If we're talking about the industry back then, how did you find the reception when you was releasing those kind of rhythms there to like the whole of like the grime industry?
It's mad because you wouldn't even know.
Yeah. Word.
Bro, unless man phoned you.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm listening to it. We're all listening to it. Everyone in our school's listening to it.
Everyone. But
no one can phone RA or no one can phone Dan Diggers and say, "Raw, it's sick." It's sick.
It's a word of mouth thing.
And we were too young to be going to. The man them weren't doing shows like that because even though Brixton was one, like it's too gangster. It's too. The hood is too rife.
And there was no social media to show other people.
Exactly.
The only way we would know is like feedback from the hood.
Okay.
I mean, like man say, "Yo, your thing's hard." the shop, like when we used to go to shops and put our CDs.
Oh, they'll be selling out. Yeah.
Like, yo, we need another box. Like, yeah, okay, you get me?
Yeah.
No one ain't making no bread.
No, of course not.
Nah, go on, you get me? All the things it would be is like a sidewinder.
Yeah, all of them things.
You guys understand?
Got a quick radio play.
Yeah.
Like, if man got played on like...
Pirate radio.
Because if man got played on mainstream radio, then that was like the pinnacle of the music thing then.
Do you know?
And we did.
Yeah.
We were kicking...
On Kiss, innit? Yeah.
And BBC one extra. We were going ham up there.
Mad.
What? So video shoots, yeah. How would they pack? Obviously now there's broadcast, there's Insta, but obviously like,
phone
they
calls.
get that though. Man saw so much man that I know, and they're from different hoods.
Oh yeah, but that's like that's what I'm saying. It's a man's little cousin.
Yeah, okay.
Man's this, a man's that. And obviously get that though, because it was like a foundation song. So when that went out, that raw man's doing a video shoot.
Everyone want to be there. Everyone want to be there still.
It weren't like now where a video shoot happens every other hour. That was a big thing. Like,
video.
Man's doing a video shoot.
Yeah.
And then that just turned up. Like man, everyone just went nuts.
Where was that shot?
In Loughborough.
Oh shit.
Right in Loughborough.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, and back then, so let me put into perspective how this is my perspective of it anyway. So like, I'm from Brixton, you're from Gypsy Hill, Temz from Peckham. So Roadside G is having a block party to do and get that dough video shoot. You ain't coming because the way man's mindset is, even though when it's youths, you know, we're just youths, we're just innocent brothers.
We know.
We're thinking, brother, I love, bro, like it's Brixton, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
And man is like 10, 15 minutes away.
like it's man's like 4 bus stops away from the video shoot, and man can go. Like they don't know, man. They don't know us. You know what I'm trying to say? But man still got the fear, and I think that's why South London was isolated in regards to the crime scene back then, because there was a lot of fear associated with Brixton and Peckham and all this other shit.
But you know what? You have to realise, how big South London is. Like, for man to even want to go to East, it's like man's going into outside of London or North. Like, anyone going to North London, I'm like, bro, like, what is there? Like, do you know what I'm saying?
Croydon, we ain't got South London, got everything.
Bro, it's got everything. Croydon was like,
didn't need to leave.
Croydon was like, okay, that's a little bit far. Do you know what I'm saying? Everywhere else, I'm like, bro, you couldn't even like. I all learned that North and Northwest were different things so later on in life. I thought it was all one thing. I thought like, okay, North and Northwest, like Southeast and Southwest.
Yeah, I only knew that in jail.
This is what I'm saying, bro.
Like on my first juvenile sentence, I realised, bro, man from East and West, and man's from Northwest, and this, that, and the fourth. You get me?
Bro, man literally grows up thinking everyone's from South.
Yeah.
And if you ain't from South, you ain't from London.
Yeah, it just doesn't count. It just doesn't count, bro. Which is why it's interesting now, when you hear a rapper from Manchester, a rapper from Birmingham, this sort of, and you know what? It's more of a case of man was so stush back in the days to even take in something that doesn't seem normal to man.
Pause.
Do you know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, all right,
Pause,
cool.
take it.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
But man was like, man weren't trying to hear no Manchester accents. Even North, like I couldn't really take in a North man because I'm like, I don't know if I believe that story, because just like you were saying with like getting in contact, the reason why you started to really like a rapper or believe a rapper is because more time you was hearing stories.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You'd hear a story about, you'd hear my man did this and my man, and you're like, all right, his music sounds a little better now. Do you know what I mean? Because everyone wanted to make music at a point.
But talking about how like mad Brixton was back in the day, growing up, I'm sure you can recall the fights that you won, but did you ever lose any? Never.
And that's not even being biased.
Yeah.
I swear.
What are you saying? The boxing training.
This is what I'm saying. I was about to say that.
That's not even being biased. It's mad, bro.
Never.
And I'm a real you.
Yeah, no, of
I was
course,
telling man
yeah.
straight, like, man lost a couple. Like, man didn't even lose none. Even in the jailhouse.
Yeah, you are a champion.
So I took boxing serious. When I was younger, I was on it, bro. Like, man was going to tournaments, winning tournaments. Yeah, like medals. Like, when man's young, man's punching man up.
Man ain't even boxing, man is just punching.
I used to just fist man up like, differently, like in the rings. And if I did keep it up, I could have probably done a Mazzoline with it.
See, when Temz asked you, what would you have done if you weren't doing music or anything that you're doing now? I thought he was going to go with a box thing. Because a lot of man done the boxing thing, a lot of men were going Flaxman or going to the next gyms and trying to do this boxing training thing. But not everyone's cut out for that training, you know. My older brothers and that were trying to go boxing. I was going with them. I was a young G. And the running that they wanted men to do, I wasn't trying to do that, bro.
It's discipline, man.
They're going to the block of flats, the tower blocks, and saying you need to run to the top floor and then run back down to the bottom floor. Bro, what the fuck are you talking about, blood?
Do you know what it is? It's
Training was serious.
Yeah, I think it's discipline, and I'm sure that's probably one of the places where you would have learnt some sort of discipline, especially when, all right, discipline for me was only really served at home with man's mum. Like school, okay, there was a sort of thing, but then there's something that you learn on your left part or your right part of life, which teaches you how to just to be disciplined, just to stay on the right path or whatever. So it definitely, I'm guessing that boxing was something that sort of taught you a little bit of like
boxing definitely taught me discipline.
Yeah,
but not more than my mum and dad.
No.
But obviously, boxing was good discipline, and it was good like a way to get that energy out as well.
Yeah, go on, sorry, brother.
Instead of like doing the massive
Yeah. All right, cool. So this is where I come into it, yeah? So away from the roads, away from everything, you're R-Ray the rapper, you're R-Ray the, you know, all of that stuff, yeah? What did you actually used to do for fun? Just like away from that. What was your fun?
Well, you know,
shut up.
It just sounds like something mad is gonna come.
No, nothing.
No, I can't. I saw his face. I thought, oh, here we go.
Yeah, so I'm gonna keep it. I just keep it diluted.
Yeah, go on.
But I used to just like go on holiday.
Yeah.
Always used to just fly out.
What, like back?
Back then, before I went to jail.
Oh shit.
That was my thing.
Where?
Yard.
Not the, oh, yeah. Oh.
That was my thing. Always used to be in yard, didn't it?
Fucking hell.
I used to kill it out there. But
Yeah.
obviously, that was my enjoyment. Cause I'm over here, and at them times there before I went to jail, the roads were rife.
Yeah.
Things were going and like there was heat, like it was going off. I was gonna say to you, so.
What year was it? Just so I've got perspective of what was going on back there.
I would say 2000 from 2000 and late 3.
Yeah.
Four,
Yes. Yeah.
5, like
Yes.
that 6, 7.
Yeah.
All the way up until I went to jail. When I got nicked, my flight was booked a week after.
Yeah.
Like I got remanded. That
was it.
He's trying to get out.
And that was before anything happened.
Yeah.
I was just flying out because that was like my second trip of that year.
So what did the flying out? Did it just make you feel more free then?
Yeah, of course. Because here it's just like over your shoulders.
Yeah.
That's a rare thing. Like even now, that's a rare thing, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a rare
Most
thing.
of the men them that are in the trenches, they don't see none of the world, you know. They don't even see all
None
of
of the
England.
world.
They want to stay in the ends.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm shocked to hear that.
They want to stay in the ends. I was never on that, bro. I'm like, brother, man get bread in England
And then fly,
what,
yeah.
enjoy it in England.
Yeah.
Fuck
England's
that.
dead. Get bread from here, then enjoy it somewhere else.
Yeah.
That was my main thing, and I used to teach all my little dogs that as well.
Yeah.
So if you could fly anywhere apart from Jamaica, where are some of the places that you'd like to go that you haven't seen yet?
I don't think there's no I ain't wanted to see yet.
Can you fly out?
I've done it now. Yeah.
You can fly out?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, so where's some of the places that it's like, that's some of my best holidays? Because Thailand is one of my best places ever.
Thailand, yeah. Thailand, I ain't been Thailand.
No, it's
But I heard it's alright out there still.
lit still, I can't lie.
What are you looking at, you nasty fam?
Because I know you want to talk about the lady boys.
No, I wasn't going to talk about that.
We're not gonna talk.
I wasn't going to talk about that. Do you know what? Yeah,
skip that. No.
he does this thing, yeah, when he looks at me
Skip
and
that one,
he
yeah.
wants me to say something.
We'll skip that one.
All right, but I think from one of mine,
Go on.
one of mine as well is probably Tokyo, and
yeah.
it's somewhere that I definitely want to go again.
I heard over there is nice,
Bro, it's amazing.
Like,
Bro, people are so like we went. What do you wait? 2020.
2020.
Yeah. And man always thought, you know, when you go to the Far Eastern places, you always think, all right, I'm black. How am I going to be perceived there? Do you know what I mean? And when we went there, I've never met, like, I don't know if it's the same for you, but I've never met, like, a people that's as nice as them. And I don't know if it's obviously their culture is to just be polite or whatever, but wherever we went, it was so, like, just mad welcoming.
So what's their attractions over there? You know, like, what have they got?
So they got a Disneyland there as well. We didn't end up going to that.
But it's tech though, isn't it? Because remember the museum we went?
Yeah. So it's a lot of tech, like just seeing like the landscapes and everything. You're like, raw, like this is.
Okay.
They started most of most of the technology that we know about. We did the the Mario Kart. So you're driving in the street in the little Mario Kart rides.
Okay, all of that.
Yeah, man. But it's just nice to just be somewhere else. Just like you were saying, it's just nice to just be somewhere else, and it's just peaceful.
If I'm gonna say anything, it's gotta be Cancun, bro. Like, fam.
He loves it.
Listen, yeah,
He loves it.
Cancun. The only times I've been Cancun is a Memorial Weekend, innit? So obviously Memorial Weekend was like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, bro. It's like all the Americans are in. Obviously, Mexico is Central America, but it's not the United States of America. So when man's going flying over there from the UK, and the Americans are there, they're not on our turf, we're not on their turf. There's nothing we can show them. There's nothing they can show us. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's just like it's proper.
But I know man get taxed.
Yeah.
I know man get taxed.
but that's what they're trying to do the mad thing out there, though, isn't it?
So I was telling you the other day that I can't remember what happened. Like they was on the beach or something, and a man's offered them ganja or something, and then they bought the ganja, and the moment that they bought it, the boys are pulled up on them.
Yeah, come on, that's
like straight away, like it was a line. You know what I mean,
bro? That's like anywhere in the third world, though, isn't it? Like you don't know what's going on. You don't really know the pattern. You might end up getting extorted, or you might end up getting nicked. That's just the way. That's just the way it is, isn't it?
And you're like, especially when you're in the third world, your bad boy or whatever you perceive to be that,
That's dead.
it don't mean nothing. It don't mean nothing.
It don't mean
Like
nothing
compared to them, man.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Man is saying like I think she went to El Salvador or Honduras or one of them countries there. He said that like a man, like before he even got to his whatever, all his suitcases were gone. And he was there for about 3-4 weeks. All his suitcases are gone. And he was like, bro, like I swear I saw a man walk past in my Man United top. And I just had to keep looking. And I just had to look away.
Could have had his name on the back of
it. Brother, like, you better be going to them countries and you better just be buying stuff from the local shops, because I'm sure you're so easy to spot, even like your tattoos. They're getting the tattoos from the mud. Like, obviously, your tattoos are nice, they're looking good, you get what I'm saying? But their tattoos are from the mud, so they know already. Yeah, he's not from there. He's not from there. He's got a little gold tooth in it. You got a lot of bread. You got a lot of bread.
So what's your favourite place? Like other than Yard?
Me, I would say Egypt.
Okay.
I ain't been there, man. I want to go, man.
Yeah.
Seems like peaceful.
Yeah, peaceful, just nice. Them people there are nice people as well. Like that, like their aura.
Okay.
Just them.
You see the pyramids?
You know the maddest thing? I didn't even go and see the pyramids.
I'm catting to see that, you know.
I didn't even go, but I still enjoyed it.
Yeah.
One day, like, it was mad. Like, I still enjoyed it. Just that
that's
whole,
nice.
That relaxing vibe. Nice over there.
I heard, though, that the roads are madness in terms of like driving.
I was driving out there as well.
You're driving?
Yeah,
I heard it's mad.
It's mad. The roads.
What do you drive in Yard as well?
Yeah.
Driving in Yard is
them roads are scary. Come on, man.
Yard is the most dangerous I've ever seen, bro. Like I think I've said it on the podcast before, bro. Yeah, I've seen in Yard, man's driving in one lane. I've seen man overtake man. And I've seen man overtaking man. Bro.
They overtake on blind spots.
Yeah,
it's mad. They're overtaking round corners. What's going on? What's going on?
Now they pattern it because they got the
highway.
Yeah, but the tall one, innit? So it's just clean, so you don't have to go through the mountain so much. It's just clean, cut through, and it's because you have to pay. It's just empty. It's just straight through.
All right, cool. Let's get back to England.
Listen. There's something I want to ask, because I gotta ask, because I don't care. Sorry to go back to music, but obviously you're only a little bit older than man. So my perception of this was it must be a mad thing when I was listening to the music and seeing the come up and all that other stuff. So how this, you might turn around and say it was nothing changed, but when the bangers were coming out and the name was ringing bells around South, how did it change the team's perspective when it came to women? Were they like groupies, or like how did anything change?
What, back then?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, blood! Come on, man! It must have.
It weren't. That's not what I say.
In the hood.
Yeah, there weren't no groupies in that.
What about groupies in the
man
hood?
had gal.
Yeah, obviously.
It weren't like that. Like now, how the groupies.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. My bad.
People would be probably from afar.
Yeah.
Preying you. They might tell a brethren, that's my man, or whatever. That. But now it's just out and bad, isn't it? That's that type of era now. But back then, it was just like everyone was stush. everyone's going like they don't like you.
Yeah.
It was, man.
Yeah.
2018.
Yeah. So what you saying? Was you always someone that could get gal, or was you like a late bloomer where you?
No, I was always.
Just on the.
I was always. You get me?
Yeah.
For me, it was more this man's presence.
Yeah.
You get it? And the girl just used to like that. You get me?
So what you saying? You was a silent man, but they like that, or you used to have a little 1 line, 2 line that you did the
I
gal.
was a silent.
Yeah, I know them niggas. I know them niggas.
Like,
Still.
but you know, it's with Gala. Sometimes they're intrigued. It's like,
There you
what
go.
is he thinking?
Mystery, man.
That's what they like.
More time, man, ain't even thinking nothing.
That's cat man, bruv. Gal will lie, yeah, to their dying breath and say that they didn't love the baddest niggas when they were growing up in the ends. But it's like if you weren't that, I think I saw Bobby Kazanga talking about it on Insta one time. He's like, bro, if you wasn't the bad boy, then you weren't getting no gal. Yeah? Like that. If you was the neek, if you was smart, if you was well, like
The name weren't ringing.
Yeah.
If your name weren't ringing,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
It's
Name
almost
weren't ringing this. You'll get gal, but you're gonna get.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? You're getting the tier below.
And more time, it's not the girl that you want, you know.
Yeah,
It's not the girl that you want, fam.
It's never the ones you want.
Nah, fam.
It's never the ones you want.
The girl you're getting them gal, so you can just say you're getting gal.
I'm getting gal, you know what I mean, fam?
saying?
But you're not getting the creme de la creme.
No, you're getting the scraps, bro. You're literally getting the scraps, fam. And you know, like there's some times where you see them man that get the scraps, they probably get a banger. But it's just a little strawberry season because the real niggas taking that soon. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, quick.
The niggas are coming to take everything you have. Your girl, your money, your phone, your money, everything.
What is that? All right, cool. So when it comes to gal, did you have girlfriend like growing up, or was it just a thing where you were just dipping in and out? Especially with how you were living. How did you find having gal?
It was man couldn't take that serious, innit?
Yeah.
Because of how man was living.
Yeah.
You get it? And obviously, man can only, if you know, you know.
Yeah.
But obviously, the man was living kind of horrid.
Yeah,
exactly, yeah.
So you couldn't really take, you might in your head think you want to, you
but
can't
you
take
can't.
that serious, but because it's just, anything's on the table.
Yeah.
The way man's living.
How do you feel about that though? Like, how did you? Did that ever come to your mind? Like, raw. Like, let's say I want a wife growing up or something. Like, can I do it? Like, how I'm living now?
It's mad. Sorry, just before you answer, it's mad that you said that because the first bar that came to my head is you don't want to try me. I watch chicks and take the piss with chicks that man want to wife with. So it's like, old school. So for both to say, I'm thinking, no, you didn't care. You just thought you don't want to try me.
Back, you know, but, like, he didn't really, innit?
Yeah, no, man.
It was just like, you know.
So when you came home, you get what I'm saying? You come home, did you start thinking, you know what? I might take something serious, or I've just come home, so I'm just gonna live my life and relax.
Or was there anyone throughout your bird, or maybe some bits of your bird, where they're holding you down?
Yeah.
Like they're there for you, like.
Yeah, of course, 100%.
You know, and it's like,
and then
whoa.
obviously, and then when you touch up, that's jail shows you who's real.
Yeah, of course.
100%.
Yeah, you know who's down, like really down.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
people say you're down when you're out here, but there's nothing for you to be down for.
Yeah.
You get me? Because I'm here, innit?
Yeah.
But when you're not there, that's when the reality kicks in. Like who's really down? You get me? So yeah, you would vision that. You might be talking to different guys in jail.
Yeah.
But then there might be that one who say, right, you know what? And then she sucks it out all the way to a certain time. When you touch road, you know that you can make men's of that.
Yeah.
So you're saying you was definitely creative with the writing when you was in there? We had to write the letters?
You know what? I'll be real. I was only written 1 or 2 letters, you get me?
Oh, fair enough.
I was more of a phone man.
Yeah.
I was more of a letter man.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course you was.
I'm talking on the phone made me like, I don't know. I don't know what it was. It made me feel like I needed to be outside. And I couldn't just get into my zone. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So letters is better for
I remember when I used to phone him, and every time I phoned Joey, I just hear bare wind. Like, what on? What's good? He'll be like, I'm doing nothing. And I'm like, bro, it sounds so exciting. Like, I'm just hearing bare wind, you know what I mean?
Bro, this is a question I want to ask you, because obviously it's funny that we're like-minded, all of us, in the fact that we made the world smaller, just thinking South London was just London. And then man made it, in our own minds, made it, depending on where you're from, made it smaller again.
Because of your area,
man's life was Brixton. You know what I'm trying to say. So when it came to the gal thing, because I'll be real, I'm a guy that kind of lived okay, didn't really have beef like that, didn't have ops, but mindset wise, I was always like, oh, you can't really go Ghetto, can't really go Peckham, can't really do this. I don't have no problems with it.
I used to think Ghetto had the sexiest gal, you know.
But it's just like
they have got the lighties though, or back in the day.
Yeah.
But it's just like if I go to these areas, I'm on edge of that, whatever. So when it came to gal, did you venture out to other ends? Would you?
Nah.
Yeah.
You know, you got some man that will probably go to another end to go and look at.
Yeah.
I weren't on that.
No. It's a scary time. It's a scary time.
Do you see how small it became?
Yeah.
The pool of gal.
Yeah.
You see how small it becomes.
Yeah.
Because of man's own mindset.
But it was all right though.
Yeah.
There was still a lot.
Because like the conglomerate of Brixton is still decent.
It's alright.
You got your Acre Lane and Clapham, you got your town, you got your fields, you got your Kennerton, you got your Tulsa.
Cool. If you're saying out of the area, I thought you were talking about like out south.
I'm talking about
But
like
obviously gal in south.
Yeah.
In a whole.
Yeah.
You get me? Because we're about, innit?
Yeah.
We're mobile, so obviously man might be in Heath, man might be in Croydon, man.
Yeah.
Might be up North.
Yeah, trust me.
Yeah, remember everywhere was just man's oyster in the south. So man might be doing whatever anywhere. So
Yeah.
gal from just south in general, man used to kick forward, but
Anything
man
like
ain't gonna
that.
go and drive over the bridge.
Nah.
East.
Too much.
Unless man's over there for something, I might see something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying to you?
Alright, cool. Just because you said that, I might see something. Was you a man to a girl who's walking past and what's your approach? Like, obviously, I know you're the silent type, so was you a guy that never moved to Gallon Road? Or was you the type that you may see something, you might say...
Yeah, I fly down on something.
Oh, okay, cool.
Like,
Yeah.
Like, I'll definitely fly down on something.
Yeah.
I weren't like, enough men are hungry.
This is the combo we just have.
We've had them combos.
I had brethren that were just like on,
Trust me.
So do we.
Trust me.
like from wherever, and just jumping out.
Hungry.
You get me?
Hanging out the
I
corner.
wasn't like that.
Yeah, no.
I was just content, like, oh, I just pattern.
Yeah. Okay.
And if I see something, I might even give it a miss. Like,
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I might see something again, like, yo, that thing there.
Yeah.
And I might make
Okay.
the approach, fly down. You get me?
Yeah.
Alright, cool. Because we don't know who's watching this. You know what I'm saying? What you look for in a girl, car, you don't know who's watching this out there. You know what I mean? They might pick up something. You know, you never know. So like when you're approaching girl, when you're looking for girl, like what are you
Back
actually
in the day.
like both.
I'm sure you got a gal
Yeah,
now.
now.
exactly.
Oh, my bad. Ignore that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I say. So now, like, man ain't
Temz,
looking at
we
nothing. But I'm saying,
growing up.
back in the day,
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, like,
Come on, you don't have to think too hard.
So you weren't on the lighties back in the day?
yeah, I weren't really like that though.
Not there. Okay.
Same.
Give me some nice dark skin.
Yeah.
Same. This is like same. Spot me out there. Same.
And some nice
Same,
brown.
same,
and-
same.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying to you, but I
same.
wasn't just running down light skin.
Just like,
But
come on.
They were good
Yeah,
as well.
no,
But I'm
that's
just
all
saying,
right,
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying? But I just went for like that. You just had to have that look pretty. Pretty kind of look.
Love it, fam.
See,
True, you get me?
but he sounds like me, because my thing is the face.
Yeah.
The face has to be nice.
Yeah.
Because you can have bum, tits, all this other shit, but over time, that can
Yeah. You just need a pretty
fade
face.
out. Yeah.
Pretty face does
nice
it all for
face
me.
can just
Suckers me in, man.
cut through. All right, cool. No, because obviously we was talking about certain man, like friends of ours, innit? That's just hungry.
Hungry, fam. Man, go on
Hungry.
holidays, hunger.
And like grab gal and do all sorts of...
Hunger.
That's-
Hunger.
It's just all mad.
Catch a case, bro.
We know man that, you know what I'm saying, they are moving to 20, 30 things. Like, and the rejection, like, see me, I don't like rejection, though. It makes me feel weird.
Bro, it's embarrassing.
Yeah, it's
fam.
embarrassing.
I know a man that will be like, bro, you just got to ride that bird and just move on to move on to the next one.
Yeah, nah,
I'm like, bro,
it's too
like,
much.
don't get your heart, like, you know what I mean, fam? Like, girl say, no, man, you're doing too much. No, come on. Bro, just, you have to slow down.
Bro,
Because
you see, like,
or the, you know, what was it? Like, don't you man, you have friends or something like that. See, yeah, if that ever works on a gal, yeah, that gal is
wild.
done out here, you know.
Yeah, it's wild.
you see, like, let's say we got to a motive now, yeah? Whether it's a nightclub, whether it's a fucking a festival. You know, like, man's really only going to be in one section. And man might move from one section to another section. So man's only going to be around, unless it's moving, like carnival, then man's only going to be around a certain group of people. I can only chat to one, maybe two gal in that space. After that, you got men that are like, What are you saying? What are you saying? No. What are you saying? What are you saying? No. Wait, like, I can't do that, fam.
It scares me,
I
bro.
feel like it makes me feel like when I see that, it looks like them charity workers that are trying to get man to donate £5, bro. that's what it looks like. No?
That was a perfect segue. Have you ever had any? No, actually, maybe you never. Cool. Did you have a job ever in your life? Like any sort of job? Cool. What was your work experience in school, or did you? Did you do that? Or did you?
Actually, of course, because I'm not. When I came out,
Yeah.
That's for.
Come for.
I had to kind of pattern for the probation.
Yeah.
The organization. So
Yeah.
I had to do some flipping like labouring thing, bro.
Oh.
Orange helmet and that.
Oh,
Yeah, bro.
Peak, you get it?
You know when he said orange helmet, you know it just brought back memories, you know. You could tell that he didn't like that one.
It sounds like cold mornings and lifting heavy as shit that you don't want to lift.
Bro,
yeah, that's the mad thing.
that was a killer, bro. Like, bro.
How long you have to do that one for?
Till probation leave you alone.
Yeah, like I had to do that for a good year and mash.
Yeah, man. Discipline again.
Mash, peak.
Oh,
I had to hug it, bro.
yeah.
Discipline again, blood.
Because what? Now, obviously, you was talking about your what? So, did you get a work experience one, or did you get there in school?
Oh, work experience in school.
Like,
Nah, I think I got kicked out.
kicked out by then, yeah.
I wasn't.
Centre don't do work experience either.
No,
of course not.
I had a brief stint in the centre, and they like you realise when you leave school that in school they do the bare minimum. Well, in Kingsdale they done the bare minimum with man because they knew man was just unruly and whatever. But believe it, in centre they do even less. Like it is the breadback of the curriculum. Fam.
But Kingsdale, they sent man like all the like main kids in the school that were bad, and they sent man to Worms or Scrubs.
Yeah.
Is it?
Raw.
On a scared straight? On a...
On a scared straight, man.
Bro, they actually sent man like they come from man and class, bam, all the like bad. And we got down to the was it Blue Stairs?
Yeah.
Down to the Blue Stairs, see bare the man them and saying, "What on? What's happening here?" Like, yeah. And they took us out on a van. And man went to the jail.
Oh, mate,
inside
that's
the
wild.
jail, like they had a pattern. And man went in there. The prisoners were talking to man and that, like in the chapel. Like, look, you don't want to end up here.
I know you didn't care.
I was like,
I know you didn't care.
man didn't care. I was like, bro, man ain't come in jail.
Yeah. I knew.
Man ain't come in jail. Ironically, bro.
It always has the opposite effect.
No.
Bro, I don't know what it is about man. Especially like, you see like when you're coming up doing certain things and you have a couple close shaves and and it goes your way. The dice rolls your way handsomely. You think, bro, I ain't going in jail, man.
Invincible.
I'm too nice. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm too nice. Watch a couple movies, listen to a couple music, man, talking about their Teflon Don and all this other shit. You're like, yeah, I'm too nice for that. Bro, it catches up, man.
But because you mentioned Joe, yeah, because he speaks about Joe a lot with us, yeah. What was like your first night?
I
Like,
was just about to answer that still.
how
did you feel? Like all your feelings on your first night?
What was the jail?
like your bird?
Oh, this main bird?
Yeah, the main bird.
What do you say? What was the
First
jail?
jail.
Oh, 1-0.
Oh, that's
Like,
ironic
being
still.
1-0. But it's mad though. Nah, because I've been bricky. But on this bird, on the main bird, I went 1-0 first.
Remand Centre-ish.
Yeah, and I was like, yo, it's peak.
Yeah.
In the scale of my charge.
Yeah.
Bro, like, man need to bust this. Man can't be. You know what I'm saying? This is a madness, bro. You get me? So, man's head was fried. I'm not gonna lie. The first night I was like, brother, like, you know that night when you wake up,
Yeah.
and you realise we're on the cell jolting.
Yeah.
On road, didn't you?
Told man. Told man.
On the
Can't
road,
go to
like,
the kitchen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro, you're like, rah, this where you are, jolting.
Yeah.
All kind of this.
Yeah.
Sinks in,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know. This is it. Back to you. Gotta get that game on now.
Fucking hell. No, because you talk about it a lot, and because we had an episode and he was basically saying that can't say it about the whole drink thing, about you wanted to go get a drink.
Yeah, cause so that, like obviously it's different for me. Everyone's gonna have different experiences, but I'm a man that when I went jail I was 17. I don't know how old you was at the time, but I was still in my mum's yard. I was still very much a mummy's boy at the time. Get me? So I'm waking up in the night like raw, like gonna go pattern myself a drink in the kitchen. Get me? Jump off the top bunk now. I'm like raw.
Yeah,
Man ain't going nowhere, fam. You know what I'm saying? Fam.
On the windowsill for your man. Get me? Like, there's no fridge around there.
No fridge, fam. Your milk's on the window ledge, fam. Get me? Like, and man, another thing, like, this is probably in one of the ways I was spoilt, because I talk about I wasn't really spoilt when I was growing up. Man, I had brothers and all that stuff, yeah. But, so, man didn't really drink tap water.
Yeah.
I always had bottled water around, man. So, I couldn't get over, like, in man's family house, man don't drink from the tap in the bathroom. But the bathroom's in the cell.
And man has to drink from
So, like, in my head, the man's got the blue cup, man's got the orange squash.
Yeah. You have to
Man's
use that
running
one.
the tap, and I'm like, bro, you're not. My mind's telling me, like, you're not supposed to drink that water. It's the same water. But man's not supposed to drink that. Bro, you know how long it took me to get over that mentally? Brother.
Talking on mentals, how did you keep your mental clear when you're in jail? Like, how did you do it? Was it films you was watching? Was it books you was reading?
You mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, my mental. Like, I'm a man, like, obviously, once I put my head to something, that's it. It's kalas, you know?
Yeah.
So I knew that this was on the cards.
Yeah.
Because of the life man was living.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, if I come to jail now and start bitching up.
Yeah, it's going to make it longer.
And I couldn't have been real to myself on road then.
Yeah.
You get me?
Yeah.
So I knew that this was on the table with this life. So when I got there, I just had to suck it up. So I had to kind of just, can't stress. You stress about it, you put yourself in problems.
Yeah.
I was in jail with a man, he just kept stressing about everything. I want to go home.
Yeah, and I know them and I got sick.
He had a heart attack.
Yeah, I know. Trust me.
I'm dead.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm saying, man, I'm not going out like that. Man, just have to do this like how man was doing road. Do the bird, get through it, and pattern. You get me? But when you're doing a whole 10, like, it's hard, isn't it?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
think to yourself, bro, I'm 23, bro.
Yeah.
So I'm like, bro. I did the 10 onto the 23. I'm saying, bro, 30 mash.
Yeah.
Oh, look, this is the man. It's true. I had to cipher it like I'm saying, man ain't doing 2 years, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I'm saying your whole of your 20s is done.
Yeah.
And then you're in your mid 30s, you're touching road, bro.
Yeah.
Man's all thinking cars are gonna be flying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's peak. Like, I couldn't do it. Like, I did it 21. I mean, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. I'm saying, but this is long years. So I said, well, you know what? You can't even go about it like that because you stress and mash up.
You're stressed still.
Yeah.
Stress.
Yeah.
So I just, like, held the fort, like, bam.
Okay. So, again, you just said about 23, 24. Growing up, yeah, are you a man to celebrate your birthdays?
Growing up, I did. Not celebrated though, but like.
But just do something.
Like, right, man's beat.
Yeah.
Man acknowledged it.
What's one of the like latest birthday celebrations you can remember, growing up or now times like? Because
I think it was just a block party.
Oh yeah.
Like on on man's place on my B-day.
Oh sick.
And it's mad because that day there was about 150 men out there. The block, it was,
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it was terrible, like, and it went left at the end.
I just said earlier in the episode, fam, these are the parties that you cannot infiltrate.
Yeah.
If you're an outsider, you cannot go. If someone phones you and says there's a block party there, I'll phone you back. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, we were infamous for like cutting lights and cameras out. You get me? So
Yeah.
the whole block was pitch black. So you can see everything like on the road. And if you want to turn into the state or whatever, but on the road you can't see.
Yeah. Fuck it
It's
out.
black and all the men are at the back. Man, just everyone's vibes in though.
Yeah.
Whatever. And then, it just ended up going left in the situation.
Yeah.
Things that you get me, and then.
But it's still on your latest
But then,
birthdays.
and then obviously at the end of that,
Yeah.
at the end of even the altercation happening, we all linked back up again
Yeah.
on a separate block, same ends, and then started chilling it again.
That's a good birthday still. That's a good birthday. On music here, okay, you just mentioned your shelling rhythms and that. Who are some of the people that you used to listen to growing up, or was there a particular genre?
Yeah, it was just dancehall for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was the yard dude.
Yeah, fam, that's why I know you was definitely going back to yard every year.
Yard dude at heart. That was man's thing. So
Sick.
my thing was straight Bounty Killer.
Yeah.
And even before that, Ninja Man, Ninja Cat.
Fucking hell, yeah.
I know you're gonna tell me you watch every single Sting.
Yeah, Sting was man's thing. Sting was man's thing. Man will go to Sting.
Fucking no.
Obviously, it's the joke to
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to go to Sting set. I went to a couple of them, man.
Fucking
but obviously, it's a joke to now because they've stopped it, innit?
They stopped, yeah, obviously.
But that was the drip, like, yo, Sting, man, have to be out there. 26
Yeah.
December. Next year, you get me?
That's mad.
So is there any of them that you'd, if close your eyes, someone said to you, look, you can work with anyone you want, like no matter if they're alive, no matter if they're dead, whatever. Like, who are the couple of people that come to your mind that you'd want to work with?
Working with.
It could be anyone.
Yeah, like yard vibe.
Yeah, of
like
course.
Still, it would always still be the world boss, innit?
Yeah, of course. Number one.
Yeah.
Listen, I would have looked at you differently if you didn't say that.
World boss, like, you get me? Even Bounty. Man will pattern something Bounty, because the general, you get me? But obviously, Carter was my guy, you get me? And obviously, same with Muffy and that, but obviously he's gone a bit different.
Gone a bit left. He's not left, but he's on a different
type of thing now, you get me? But world boss all day.
No, I would imagine still.
So is there anyone from, I know everyone asks you this, man, you know when you go to the interviews and that, is there anyone in the UK that you
No, I don't see UK, like, I don't, like, it is what it is over here. Like, it's not like, yo, I want to work with my man. It's just like,
it needs to be organic or...
it's like, bro,
it
like...
never works.
There's a tune, you know, and boom, let me hear that. Yo, that's cool, like, let's do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, if man send me something and I'm saying, yo, right, let's get it. Or man put it together, like, let's get it. But I'm not going to be like, yo, I really want to work.
Because I think...
No, don't get me wrong, man's hard, and obviously everyone does their thing.
But it just doesn't always work like that. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I remember, I think, I don't know if this is one of the first tunes you made when you came out or whatever, but I remember you had the tune on, what's Krypton Conan's...
Kalas.
Kalas, yeah. And it's always interesting when you have a rapper that's been in jail for a long time and they come out because things change. Like, music changes, styles change, and some man can't really keep up. Do you know what I mean? Because they're used to rapping a certain type of way, and like with music you have to be kind of open to styles and whatever, because that's how it goes. And I remember hearing you on that, and it's not like, it kind of dawned back to me like I could hear so much of Krept in you when I was growing up and I didn't realise it in terms of the flows. I don't know if that's just me personally, do you know what I mean? But I know if someone asked him who were some of the artists that he looked up to growing up, you would definitely be one of them. Just hearing you on that, I think it was you, Krept and Conan, and it was just so like...
Yeah, that was shelling.
Organic, man.
Man sent that really to the ground.
Yeah.
Man burned it. Remember, that was like 7 minutes.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
7 minutes of just straight bars.
Nah, and every time you came around, it was just like, oh, fuck's sake, this guy is different.
Bro, it just felt like he didn't miss a step. He didn't miss anything.
Nothing.
Because Bear Man, like, your flow was unique growing up. Do you know what I mean? There's not a lot of man that had like shit that sounds unique. Like, oh, when you hear that, you're like, all right, yeah, that's RA. That don't sound like anyone else.
Unique back in the day in the kind of grimy.
Yeah.
Nice. Like some corny little.
Man went on that.
But that will derive from my opinion. I'm not saying the trying to say it's corny. No disrespect to anyone that comes on the show, but that was the East London sound.
Do you know it was with them kind of with his style? It was just like the flows and the cadence and everything was just like, it was so professional that it's only when you look back now and you listen.
Yeah, that's when you.
Pardon me, you're like this was high level rapping. Do you know what I mean? Or this was high level spitting or whatever at that time.
What do you prefer? I've always wanted to ask this. What do you prefer? The tune we played at the beginning, Kaiser Ting, or that freestyle you done on the block with Tanner?
Oh shit, I remember that video.
That acapella, because you know what it is? I'm old school, so all of the old school stuff I know word for word, everything. And that thing with Tanner, the acapella, that was more newish, that was more YouTubey, innit? So it's like...
That was the first time on YouTube.
See, I get it, but it don't take me to old school essence. But obviously, more the newer people are like, no, this is the best ever. I'm like, it's cold, but I don't think man was listening back in the day. But what's your...
my take on it, that real artillery tune, that is like levels. Trend setting.
It was. Yeah.
And no one wasn't grime wise talking smoke.
Yeah, they weren't.
No one.
They weren't.
No.
Man was just galloping on the rhythm. Man was talking badness at that tempo.
Yeah, exactly. It's true.
Get me? No one really doing that at all, bro.
And it was sorry to cut you. And it was the clarity of what man was saying as well.
Like you can hear what I'm saying.
The only man that was doing that was Titch.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
You get me? Titch. And Ghetto used to do a little thing as well. Around him.
Yeah.
But man was talking. But man's whole camp was that. You about that life.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Like, we're not even bigging it up.
Yeah.
Jolting now. I'm saying back then we were officially about that life.
Yeah.
And everyone in the camp as well.
Yeah.
You get me? Like, you know, sometimes you got camps, one man's calm. Everyone was on it. So when we were spitting, that's why like we held so much weight and it was so strong and it used to sit on people's hearts. Like, raw. When you go and do your background check on the man them,
and you really,
them man are
A lot, all of them, you know, all of them.
Yeah, so it just used to sit in man's music. When you do a background check on certain man who you hear spitting, they say, oh no, my man's an idiot, chatting rubbish.
I hate that, no.
That's what I'm trying to say. So
I hate
That's
it.
exactly what I was saying earlier on. It kind of ruins how you feel about the song just a little bit.
And it's mad because I've got a background story to say, and it's mad because imagine, when man was growing up, I think I've told you already, my little cousin's dad is Snapper.
okay.
Yeah. And when man used to go check my auntie, obviously that's her man. Man would vibes with him, just chat. Obviously, he's told my brother that he knows you, innit? Obviously, that's when we're listening to everything. So my brother's like, what? You know him? No. But my brother's like, oh, so why's his name Ra? And he's like, bro, it's R.A. He's like, no, it's not, it's Ra. And he's like
a real Egyptian kind of.
He's like, brother, he's like, bro, it's R.A. But he's noticing that he's pissing him off. So he's like, his name's Ra. And he's like, Ra. Like, I'll phone him now. And he's like, no, don't phone him. But it's mad that back then, it's like, man had a connection to you, like, even though man ain't gonna make him phone you or anything, but there was a connection where I looked up to him, and obviously he was your brethren back then, but even, like, not that so I was too young to even ask, is R.A. about what he's talking about? But man got the cadence, like, he don't play with him. And I've said this bare times, like, certain rappers, sometimes they can cut you in the scene just because the road check is 30, and you'll feel like, oh, you know what, like, he's the realist, or he's da-da-da-da. And I think that's what cut through with you lot a lot at the time, where man are talking the cloddest or the coddest, and you might know someone that knows someone, and it's like, yeah, it's true. It's like, oh, yeah, no, now I love them more.
But then the thing is, what's crazy is that, you definitely do get a lot of men that will cut through just because of the badness, But when you have like a high level of rap at the same time,
it's different.
Like, it just changes everything, because you're like, all right, cool. Yeah, there's a lot of men that, all right, they're bad, but their raps are...
Yeah, bare man.
It's kind of amateur, you know what I mean? It's kind of amateur. But then they just cut you in, all right, fair enough. Then sometimes you just start liking it just because of... But when you have a man that's like... I always thought, right, you put R.A. in them same places where they was doing the Westwoods and the da-da-da-da with them set, like, he will show up a lot of man.
Yeah, bare man.
Because it's not like... There's only certain man, like, when you really love the art of rapping or whatever, and you take in a man like that, and you're like, you know what? He could go toe-to-toe with anyone. Do you know what I mean? And I think growing up, I always wanted to see you do a tune, but because you did grime and he did rap, obviously you've done a tune now, so it's like, all right, cool. But I always wanted to, like, how would the Gigs and R.A. tune sound? Like, I always wanted to know.
Back in the day,
I always wanted to know.
There was always a Gigs and R.A. comparison.
Always.
For me, I wasn't really a guy that fucked with a lot of man when it came to this music thing. So I can only say from my own experience that the reason why the hood resonates with R.A. and Gigs so much is because their bars, one, it's a crud thing, and two, if you're from the hood, if you want to be bad, not everyone wants to be the baddest, but no one wants to be soft, nobody, so that's why you resonate with the music more. But it's the visualization. It's listening to R.A. or Gigs is like reading books. It's literally like that. Like, the storytelling is nuts. It's like it's a next level. Like, a lot of other artists at the time, whether it was grime or whether it was rap, spoke about surface shit. little money here.
Yeah. Couple gal there. Yeah.
Food line.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it was.
Yeah.
But it wasn't really like mashes, drillings. Like it wasn't really like that.
That's a drillings.
Like, it was. Man's laughing.
It's true
Man's
though.
laughing, but
Yeah. You ain't lying, man.
if man can show me where I was missing it, then I'm here for it.
Yeah, for real.
That's true. Every tune was, and it's true. Every tune is a different mash, a different drilling, how wet you are, how you're not this, how you're not that, how we're the boys, we're the this, we're the that. And then again, you get a little inkling that, like, this is the fact.
And
like,
even though
lying.
social media, South London is small, bro.
Yeah.
It's big. South London is massive, but we made it small. So, like, with the ends, if you're talking crud, you're talking wicked, no matter who you are. Yeah. If you're not about it,
Man, pull your skirt.
Yeah.
the hood has a way of checking you
Quickly.
Fast.
Quickly. You want me able to make a mixtape?
You know what I'm
Quickly.
saying?
Fast.
Like the hood, throughout the ages, the generation above and the generation below, someone would check you.
Yeah. You can't get away with it.
Facts.
But what's that you said on that track about that, man? Where you get that from?
Bad news travels faster than good news.
Bro, before you know it, trust me, the bad news about you will be getting transmitted on Bluetooth to everyone 6230.
Yeah.
Some stripping or my man or
something
Something mad, yeah. Then all of a sudden the career is over.
Bro,
You know what I mean?
no one don't want to hear what you're selling. No one don't want to buy what you're selling, bro.
No, it's true.
So also, growing up in the ends, who were some of your favourite rappers? I know you said you did the Yardman thing, but is there any favourite rappers or grime artists that maybe you didn't think they was the greatest or whatever, but you thought, I like
I
them?
used to grow up, so Titch.
Yeah.
Free Titch, that's my guy.
Yeah.
You get me? So Titch, man used to kickball with Titch all day.
Oh, shit.
When I say kickball,
No, where would you?
Save a few just for the everyone else.
Yeah.
You get me? But and then so Titch, and rappers wise, man just used to listen to man's own.
Yeah, of course.
Shaq, Corleone,
Yeah.
Rap.
I don't love you.
Yeah, like you know what I'm saying. That was man's like PDC.
Yeah, of course.
That was man's like growing up. Yo, PDC. That's man's guys. So,
No, of course. Who else from jail did you meet that's like not got a name because it sounds a bit, but who did you meet in jail that kind of on road now? It's like you would have never have met them if you were still living the same. I'm from Brixton and I only talk to people.
oh yeah, I've met a couple man that man's like good with now.
Yeah, well, because you mentioned Titch, I was thinking, wow, who else? Like,
Oh. But remember, I never met Titch in jail.
Yeah.
I met Titch from Road.
On Road? Oh, okay.
I knew Titch from Road.
yeah.
Before he went to jail.
Yeah.
In jail, like, not no like industry dons.
Nah.
But just in general,
man,
yeah.
Like, I've got man around me now that's closer to me than man's brethren were back in the day.
Yeah.
Flipping out.
And they're not, and I bucked them in jail.
Yeah.
They're from South, but they're just not from Brixton.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna say to you.
Yeah, that's mad.
And it's like, raw. Like, these are loyal, genuine, good brothers. You know what I'm saying to you.
Which is kind of rare to find, man.
Yeah, it's rare. And then there's man now who I used to keep ball with from a youth.
Yeah.
Now we don't talk.
And trust me. Go on.
You
go on.
segued into the perfect thing because he knows how I'm gonna say. Everyone knows how I'm gonna say.
Everyone knows where it's going.
Go on.
Listen, I'm not even gonna say his name because the viewers know his name. But we've got like basically in school, we all went Kingsdown. Yeah, we've all known each other since 2003. We're best friends. Yeah, there was a fourth one of us. Yeah,
There's another, but he's in jail right now.
But there's one guy who was with us. He ain't with us no more. He flaked out, but he basically snaked us. But the story's long.
Yeah.
But what I want to ask you is, has there been anyone that you grew with? You don't need to say their name or anything like that, but have you ever
Dealt with betrayal, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and it was so close to you, and it's just like,
Heartbreaking.
Yeah.
like heartbreaking.
I'm like officially, bro. Like,
Oh, see.
and man, them are like, there's man that's doing like proper like L plates.
Yeah.
Never like, you get me? Big recs, 30 recs,
Yeah.
32 recs. From a betrayal.
Yeah.
From man who man used to eat. On the same plate.
Yeah.
And man just said, yeah, and he just betrayed the whole thing. So man's felt that, you get me? And it's like, yo, it's real, bro. I say to you.
Yeah, it kind of closes you off as well because you kind of don't want to feel that same hurt again. Do you get what I'm saying? So you slightly have to close yourself off because you're like, but then it's mad because you can't do it all the time. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna grow as a person, sometimes you have to open up and you have to just be honest with yourself and with the people that you're around.
And it's mad because if them people didn't do what they done, like you just said, you got some brothers around you now that's real low people. Maybe you would have opened up to them if you had certain of the people that didn't do what they done to you.
Yeah.
And if they never did it now, they might have just done it later.
Exactly.
Do you get what I'm saying?
So,
Bro, you see, Joe, like I don't even mean to sound like some prison preacher or anything like that, like fucking equality rep or whatever, but the reason why you build those relationships with people in jail is because you're all in the same boat. Like, you're all in the same place mentally and physically. So there ain't no... man don't have, like, ulterior intentions. Man, I can't see you got peas in jail. I can see you're well looked after, or I can see you got a designer, or I can see you've got, like, a good support unit outside of the jail. But you're still in jail, bro. Like... there's nothing you can do I can't do. I'm not watching you. You ain't getting more gal than me. You ain't there's nothing. You ain't got that PS5 in your cell. There's nothing for me to envy you for. You know what I'm trying to say? So everything's organic. We're all strangers. We're all in here for different things. Unless we're cold D's or whatever, or there's man then that are from your block in jail with you or whatever. So you're all from the same place. So I feel like everyone's kind of starting from the bottom in prison. And that's why you can build relationships properly. Like,
and it's you can't fake it in jail.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, you get me? It's too close knit.
Yeah.
Out here, man can fake it all day. You won't see it.
You won't see it, man.
You won't live another life.
Yeah.
A man's on the ends.
Yeah.
It's like we're living in the same mansion.
Yeah.
You get me? So you can't fake it, bro.
yeah.
If you're on the next wing, I know a man on that wing.
Yeah.
Get me?
Yeah.
So we're gonna know what you're really about or what's what. And if you're a man's wing, you get what I'm saying to you?
Yeah.
And if you're certified in jail,
Yeah.
you know the thing.
Yeah.
Man's gonna know what's going on.
Yeah, of course.
So no one can. You can't fake it. So all the fakes, they get cut away.
Yeah. I found
Go sit down, or don't even leave the wings.
Yeah.
Like, go sit in the block or on VP.
I think that's one of the funniest things I found out about Joe is that when you're younger or whatever, when you're out here, you could do a madness or whatever, and you can go back to your house and you can sleep and whatever, because in the confines of your own home, you're cool.
it's like an embassy.
You ain't got to worry about nothing. You can go, you can wake up the next day and whatever. Anything that happens that the day before, you're waking up and it's carrying on.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
It's the next day.
Time.
Yeah, it's carrying on. You ain't even sleeping. You ain't even sleeping.
Active. If you're active in the walk and you're active, Donny, your op is in the same facility as you.
All the time.
All the time.
You're in
there.
cells.
Yeah.
But whenever you're out,
Yeah.
whenever you're out, bro, whenever
that's
you're
it.
out, fam.
As soon as you come out of that cell on free floor or whatever, you're trying to go to a visit, you're going to the gym, you're going here, you're going there, you have to move about and you're gonna see, man. So how bad are you?
Yeah.
It's true.
This is
It's
where
real. Yeah. It shows. Yeah.
It's true.
Cyber, and what's happening is, I was in a jail called Long Lartin.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
Finn's there now, isn't it?
Bro, it's now.
One of the bridges now.
Dispersal, and them jails are serious, like the high security jails.
And everyone's on Rex.
Everyone's like got nothing. No one's got nothing to lose. If man's coming for you, man's coming
man's coming for you. Yeah,
Man's
yeah.
gonna, like switch you off kind of thing. Not know you did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the reality is, when you go to them jails, you go to the reception, they say to you, forget trying to be a tough man. This is what they say to you at the reception. Forget trying to be a tough man or any of that. If you've got problems with anyone,
Let us know.
now.
Yeah.
From here, from reception, because you would end up either leaving in a body bag or being seriously injured. They said, don't play the tough guy. Let us know now, sign this, and you go on the vulnerable prisoners. Bare man are over there. Let me tell you that from now.
Yeah.
I believe it still. I believe it.
And
man.
them who you swear is the
Yeah,
wickedest
yeah,
things in sliced bread.
Yeah.
Them man are over there. And then what happens is, in that jail, when you go to the library, they lock you in, and then the VPs do their free flow.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, there's a window like as long like this.
Yeah.
And you can see them.
Everyone just at the window, like you want to see who's walking
Aggression.
past.
Yeah.
You just see bare man walking past with the things over their heads, towels over their heads.
Oh,
because they
my
know that
God.
the original prisoners are hands.
Oh my God.
And I see bare man can't even try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
wickedest bops. Like, you're on the V.
There's no need to do all of that. It's done.
Like, come on, man. You don't want to so a lot of men hear that at the reception and
they take the different route.
they take it.
They crumble.
Really about that life. You know what I mean? But that's how it goes in jail.
Yeah.
But you played that part. So now you're here with the wolves. Let's eat. You don't want to eat, bro. You want to go and start. You're going to say to you on a different thing, bro.
Man,
Like,
I went
from
the
there
window.
and I had there were certain little stigmas on man's name. People were on this. Yo, when I see ours, I ain't going to you get me?
Yeah, always.
And I've gone to them jails and I'm just gone straight onto the wing. Like, I'm here. Let's go. Like, I'm a warrior as well. You get me? I'm not a punk. If it's going to go down, it's going to go down. But I know the first man is peak for you.
Yeah.
Because you got to set that precedent.
Yeah, and what I'm going to make of you, the man then behind you is saying, we don't even want that.
Yeah. It wasn't even like that. It wasn't even supposed to be
you're not
like
gonna
this.
want what I'm going to do in front
of
you.
course.
So, like, I know what I'm capable of. So, when I'm stepping out of confidence. But enough man, they buckle at the first hurdle.
Do you think boxing played a big part in the confidence in you?
Yeah, I think so. But remember, I was confident before that.
Yeah.
As a youth.
As a fighter, yeah.
I was just like, you get me? Now I'm confident. And boxing just giving me like the angles and I have to snap the jaw.
Yeah,
you know what it is?
Exactly,
At the same time, a lot of people have never been punched in the face.
Yeah, I know how to break you down now properly. That's all boxing done.
Yeah.
Before I was just fighting.
Yeah, just fight, yeah.
Now, I know how to, you get me? Like, finish you. You know what I'm saying to you, bro? Like, I know how to finish you now, so like, that's all that's done. You know what I'm saying to you?
Oh, so that's why you say the Kalas so forcefully, because now you know that it's really
bro,
Kalas.
Like, let's go. Like, one-on-one? Come on then, no problem.
I got a last question for you, yeah? So, Connie was talking about support units. Now that you're out and you're doing well in music, how has your support unit like helped that, or is there certain advice that they're giving you now, or whatever, to sort of keep you? Obviously, I know you probably know how to keep yourself on the straight and narrow, but just to keep you focused and towards your goal, because you're not really looking behind you anymore.
Yeah, so on that scale, they give me like, they still say, yo, make sure you're doing this and make sure you do, but they can see that man's doing positive things. And obviously, man do like little mentoring as well.
Yeah. Oh, is it?
Yeah, for the local youth. Then.
Talk about it.
Yeah, like obviously, there's like a company called CKSN.
Okay.
And TSA as well. And they work with like youth that's about that life.
Yeah.
From like 11 up until like 17.
Yeah.
You get me?
Yeah.
You know, that pinnacle era.
Yeah. Very pinnacle.
And so there's them local youths there now.
Yeah.
That man mentor, man go and link them to them, bring them to studio and that.
Do you find it's different talking to them? Because I remember
they're gassed.
You know what I mean? But at the same time,
Different.
At the same time, I remember when you tried to have people like that mentor us, and man looked washed, didn't it?
No.
You know what I mean?
The thing is, the difference is now, which is why it's good.
Yeah.
We had man trying to tell us not to do this.
Yeah.
And they ain't been through nothing themselves.
Yeah.
Like, bro, no,
Yeah.
That's why we used to rebel more.
Yeah, exactly.
We
Yeah.
had man who done 10 years in jail.
Yeah.
Done everything that you can.
Done certain things, seen certain things.
That you want to do. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
This is what the youths are inspiring to do. And they got a man now that's been through it all. Everything that they're trying to do.
Yeah.
Been through it all. Telling them, brother,
It's a joke thing.
Yeah.
in the end, it's a joke thing.
Yeah.
And it's going to catch up.
Yeah.
So at this age, the best time to reverse the car.
Yeah.
Easiest way time to reverse.
Yeah.
I mean,
Especially-
you slap it in drive, and
Yeah.
at this time here, bro, you gotta drive to the petrol's done.
Yeah. Especially like when you think about those ages, how impressionable man is. Like man want to be what they see outside their
That's what I'm
window
saying.
or
So-
on the social
so
media.
now, when
now.
I talk to the youths, then now they're like, oh yeah, hey, like they're looking at me like, raw, for real, bro.
A legend.
Don't lie. That what happens for real. What in jail? They didn't know certain things.
Yeah.
They're just thinking like, raw. Joe, gonna link up with the man there.
It's gonna be fun.
Air joke and
Man's got a team out here, team in there.
Yeah.
Man's gonna play table tennis.
they don't know
snooker,
about like man getting raped in jail. And
Yeah.
They don't know them harsh.
Yeah.
Get me like 7 foot man with how many stone coming and holding a man and mashing them up. Break your jaw, hold you down and rape you. They think that's probably like filmed in America.
yeah, exactly.
But they don't
Yeah,
know that's going on over here as well.
Yeah.
So they're like, what? Over here? I'm like, yeah, bro. I don't get the game twisted.
Yeah.
They don't know about man getting bullied, to the degree where
They want to kill themselves.
Man's mental health is switched.
Yeah, they're going to. Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Man, what's the man's happy to see him swinging in his cell?
Yeah.
Finished. Like, that's reality. And man seen that, like, through man's word, man seen bare of that. They don't know this though.
Yeah.
They think it's a joke. So when they hear certain things, they kind of like, bro.
Yeah. Why did you decide to do that though? Like in terms of like the mentoring, like
I always said, like, when I was in jail, I always said, right, you know what? Man always would want to give back to the youth. Like,
Yeah.
You get me? Regardless, like, of what man's doing. Man would always make that time, like, shoot. Because if we can't do that,
yeah.
then everything's a fail.
Word. It don't mean
Everything's a fail.
Yeah.
Because the teachers and all of that's never been through nothing in their life.
Can't tell you nothing.
Can't
really.
tell you.
Yeah.
How you gonna, get me? The youth's gonna ask you questions. Oh,
Yeah.
well, I don't know, but we don't think you should do that.
Yeah, exactly.
How's that gonna? You get me?
Yeah. Plus,
It's true talk, man.
Yeah.
It's true talk. Like, it's, how can I put it? One, the generation below, man, is a lot more aggressive.
Yeah.
They'll do a lot more for a lot less.
Yeah.
A lot less. Like, man's looking to take you out for a 4-bag kettle. Like, to take you out the game, you know.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not saying that like 4 bags is nothing, because 4 bags is a lot of money to a lot of people.
Yeah.
But man always
they'll do
talks.
that for less, is that?
Less than that.
Yeah.
Less than that. I'm talking like 5 man for that 4 bags.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Man will do you over. These little youths now are vicious.
But it's man's got different mindsets. Man's got certain things that happen in man's life that have changed man's course or changed man's ambitions. And we always say, I've heard this from, like, I speak from as a black man. I've heard loads of black people say, "Rah, my kids, I don't want my kids to have or go through the same things I've gone through." And if you can't going jail, I ain't seen none of the shit you've seen, to be totally honest. And I was in jail for 2.5 years, so it was a quarter of your thing. But if you can't tell other people what the road you've walked, you can't say that. You can't say you don't want to do that, or you don't want to speak to anyone and let anyone know your story. But at the same time, say you don't want your children to bear the things or walk the road that you've walked, because their friends are going to be those people that ain't walked that road, that want to walk it. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, so unless you're going to completely isolate your children, so you can absolutely assure them that they don't experience that, you're going to have to not only give to them, but give to other youths as well. You know what I'm trying to say? So the mentoring thing, I think, is
that was my my give back. You get me?
yeah, like I think it's a big thing.
That's
like,
amazing,
I think
bro.
it's
That's amazing.
I think it's massive, because the youths, I would say, go from like, let me say, from like 13 now to 19. It's rocky.
Rage.
Yeah.
They're rage right now.
They have no regard for nothing.
Yeah. They're on it. They're on this thing.
Yeah.
Can't go around it. They are on it, but they're on it in a way where they don't even understand that.
Why? Yeah.
That you're on it so much, but you have to have like a block in there.
Yeah.
They're just 24/7. They have to have the switch off mode. You get
Bro,
me?
Yeah.
it's so
Man will give it
nuts.
to you broad day now. Outside, right under. You got to
Yeah,
like, man will
yeah.
just, they don't care no more. Like, it's what it is. Big long thing. This is what it is, and this is how you're getting it.
So what was when you was going through what you was going through? What was your switch off mode?
My switch, I always had morals though.
Yeah.
Acting. None of these youths, I always had morals. None of these youths, they ain't got morals.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, they got morals, but they haven't got morals. You get me? Like, man will do certain things that man wouldn't do. Like, no, you know, it's too far.
Yeah.
Like, humble. You get me? Like, if you're gonna holler at my man, you holler at my man.
Yeah.
Or holler at his mum.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
Or
I'm
his
with you,
girl.
I'm with you.
Yeah,
I'm
or
with
like,
you.
like you holler at my man.
Yeah.
And even if you holler at his dog, I get it. You
Yeah,
get me?
exactly.
But
Yeah.
You holler at man's mum, or like now, a man would, not to say we never had heart to, but it was just morals. Now a man would run in like a man's mum's yard.
Yeah.
And his mum and dad's in there, and he's gonna run in there and do a mezzanine.
Yeah.
And man had morals, like,
Yeah.
had respect for big people.
yeah,
as well.
know what I'm trying to say?
You know what I'm saying? Like, right, that's big people. Like there's just certain levels to this thing, innit? Now, the youth them now, it is what it is. They'll just go for it.
Yeah. So with your kids, would you, let's say you might do or you might not, yeah, but would you ever send your kids to like a private school, or would you still want them to go to a school with
It's
with
a
everyone else?
catch-22. It's a
Yeah.
catch-22.
Either way, innit?
Yeah, it's a catch-22 because, like, if you send them to like a private thing, then they're gonna be isolated innit, from everything that's going on. But then if you send them to a public school, then they're gonna be open to everything.
Yeah.
So it's like the private school, they're isolated, and now they want to know what's going on.
Exactly, and
over there.
Very much.
So it's a thing where, bro, I always say this, innit, like when I talk to my people, and like, yo, the best thing for man to do, bro, is migrate, bro.
I hear it.
If you want to like raise your youth a certain way, this country is peak for it, bro. And it's just gonna get worse, bro.
Yeah.
Like that's the reality of it.
Yeah.
We wish it gets better. But
the reality is
of it, bro. Remember, we're just going further and further. We're speeding, not reversing. Going forward and forward, innit? So technology is being advanced. The youth are being advanced.
The private school, public school paradigm for me is very much like you said. Like, I feel like in the black community, it's what we want for our kids. Like the private school, and that's not just because white people, I'll just put it out there, predominantly send their kids to private schools, and it's what we've seen, and we thought that we didn't have, that our children should. Yeah. But I feel like the process, what we have as a process for what we want for our children is a broken process. So it's like, in my opinion, if I was to see like a white person growing up, they had nannies, they had this, they had that, they had holidays and blah 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 when they're growing up. And then they've gone private school. When they've left private school, they've gone to like the best colleges, the best universities, the blah, 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 blah. The way I've seen it for us, you might go to a private primary school. Then secondary school, money ain't running like that. So you got to go to a public one. Then it's such a culture shock going from from private. I saw it with the guy that snaked us. Went from private secondary school, money ran out, ended up going to the public thing, and then it's a completely different life, bro. You just don't know what's going on.
You know what it is as well? For me as well, I think structure in your life as well. Word. What brings that structure and moral, for me, obviously I'm Muslim, innit? So I think, like, obviously a lot of people might not be God-fearing, innit? But I feel like if you bring your youths up under that kind of order as well, not Bible bashing, but like under the order of structure, of not just that you think it's wrong, but it's wrong in the eyes of God as well. Then it kind of grounds them a bit more, like, right.
That's true.
Me now, certain things I'm doing, I'll think twice now. I'm thinking, right, you know, man's gonna be judged on this. Man's gonna be asked about this, you know. So I might not even make that step again. I say, right, you know what? Let me go down this route. I'm gonna say to you, or you know what, I'm gonna allow that because I know it's just a structure. You know what I mean? So I feel like if man have that from young, then it's a double whammy, isn't it?
It's a foundation,
it's a double whammy to kind of hold you. So it's like, all right, it's coming from your dad and your mum.
But it's also coming from someone higher,
It's also coming from the creator. So it's just like, all right, cool. You know, I've got double whammy. Let me just kind of move a bit better. I think it helps the situation. And that's the structure I think the youths them need, bro.
So how did you find... when did you actually was it revert in jail? How did you find that kind of changed your outlook on life and everything?
Yeah, officially, but you see what it is. I knew about Islam obviously before I went to jail, innit? Yeah. Brethren, being a brethren or Muslim, whatever. But at that time, it was techie. You know the thing. It was techie in the end. So like it was like. Man weren't trying to jump on wagons.
At the time, it was. I'll be real, and this is my opinion, but I feel like at the time it was being oppressed on man by man from the ends.
Some people in that category where it was being oppressed on man. You get me? Luckily for man wasn't. So obviously, it was man's people that was doing it. You get me? So obviously, it was like, but so there were certain things because it was. Coming in like, right, everyone's just jumping on it for a reason. Like, it's just a gas. It wasn't sitting with me, right? So when I used to ask certain questions, I couldn't get no proper answers. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was only when I went to the walk now, and I had time to study. And I had time to read up on Christianity. Read up on Rastafarian, Judaism, and then read up on Islam. And I'm like, oh, this is the only one that drew to me.
That resonates.
It made sense. So then obviously to me. Now, when I started answering questions with people that was knowledgeable in the system, they were giving me answers that man couldn't give me. I was like, okay, boom, boom. I'm thinking, yo, like with me, once I know something's the truth, like that's just me in it. Like I'm on this, like cool, let's do this. Like I'm not gonna worry about man thinking, well, I was
jumped on the wagon
from jail.
Yeah.
But you know me. Like, if you know me, then you know like man, no one can't force me. Like I'm here in it, and that took man 4 years until the sentence.
Okay. So
Man just went to the can like,
first day. So how do you think it's sort of changed you as a person?
Because now, like, I'm more disciplined now, and I'm more like understanding with people. I try not to. I do have that anger in me still, but sometimes I can just flip. You get me? But I try not to now. You get me? I'm more like before I wouldn't be doing this. You get me? Like sitting down, just talking. Like, you get me? Like I would.
A lot of men wouldn't be still.
I don't think we would have.
You know what I'm saying to you? I'm like that's forget all of that. But like now, I'm more like socially, man can approach me. Back in the day, man couldn't approach me. You know what I'm saying to you? Like now, so it's more disciplined for me. You get me? And keeps me on the straight on that straight path.
I think the last thing that I wanted to ask you, like a perfect way to kind of close it, is that because it's a topic that we've spoken about as well. At the age you are now, what would you tell? Your younger self, like, so the man you are today. Imagine if you met you when you was anger mode, rage mode. You're out there, you're doing the mad thing, you're doing this, you're doing that. What was something that you think that you could have told yourself back then, and things maybe could have helped a little piece?
Definitely, you can tell that I would have told myself like, yo, just be more humble.
Come forward a bit.
I would have told myself like, be more humble, and because it's not see with man's thing, I weren't pushing badness, but when it comes, I defend it wickedly. So it looks like I've started. You know what I'm saying to you? The joke thing, that was man's problem. You know what I mean? And I always used to tell man's little bros like the same thing. You get me? Like, don't like push nothing. But if it comes your way, we'll defend it. Simple. You know what I'm saying to you? So we can sit back and be humble about whatever we've done.
Of course,
we ain't overstepped the mark.
Never.
Man,
they're troublemakers.
You lot pushed it, we ended it. Simple, innit? And that's just how it goes. And man can go about their daily, you get me? Because man always had a conscience, you know what I'm saying? So I would always say to man, myself, always be humble. But I feel like just because man never used to push badness, it was just embedded in the streets, innit? And what man was doing. So I could only just give myself to because it's all a decree and it's written. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. But obviously, it can only change by which man believe can only change by prayer, innit? Or asking for it to change. You know what I'm saying to you? And then it could change, but that's the only way that your written can be changed. So I feel like if I didn't go through what I went through, I wouldn't be me now. You know what I'm saying to you? So
I think about that a lot, and not even in a religious way. It's like I think, and it's where you kind of get caught up in your head sometimes with regret. It's like, if I never done this, then this wouldn't happen. If I never done this, then this wouldn't happen. But when I think about it and I look in the mirror, I'm proud of myself now, today. I'm trying to say.
100%, that's exactly that.
From when you're in that place where you're proud of where you are, your struggle, your strife, your success, out the back of it, you don't really have any regrets. You either have one or the other. You can't really have both. You know what I'm trying to say? Because if that didn't happen, it's like me saying, like, if I never got caught up in the trap thing, I wouldn't have went in jail. People say, "Wow, did you wish you never done that? You wish you like stayed in academic." Bro, if I never went jail then, I probably would still be trapping now. Is that good? Would you have been proud of me then? You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I don't know.
I just always believe what happens is meant to be, and it makes you who you are now.
100%.
You are now, because then obviously I couldn't tell my story.
And especially to the youths that.
To the youths. Exactly. I couldn't help the youths them now and did it like there was a bigger picture.
Purpose as well, man.
Always look at the first bit like, right, walk through the door, boom, 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 but you don't even know what's on the other side. You know what I'm gonna say to you?
Yeah, for real.
Because that's soon to come.
For real.
So sometimes you get prepared for things, and you don't even know what's happening. Like,
Yeah,
why
yeah.
is this happening? Why is this happening? But then there's a bigger picture that's bigger than you.
Yeah.
You get me? And then it might be 20 years down the line, you're like, okay.
That's what that was for. Yeah.
So it all makes sense. You got to say to you.
And you don't know, just before we go up, like, one more thing, you probably don't know how many of those little youths that you've impacted. Do you know what I mean? You're just doing what you believe you're meant to be doing. But to those youths, they've probably gone home. It won't happen the first night or the second night or whatever, but they've gone home and it's probably changed their perspective on life. And you don't know what you've done. And the fact that you've wanted to give back, and it's not a loud man thing, and it's not a self-promotion. Do you know what I mean? It's not a self-promotion thing where man's like, look, I'm working with it. Like,
I don't do all of that. Everything I do is behind the scenes, and it stays there. So it's not like this is genuine. Man ain't doing nothing for the crowd.
Exactly. But it's so admirable. Do you know what I mean? Like, and you're not just any guy. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're not just like some any guy. Like, you're a legend in man's thing, and you're passing that information on to the youths. And I think, bro, it's amazing. I want to end it there because that's A1.
Bro, it's if you can show man the road you've walked. Man can make their own decisions, because I know for a fact when we were coming up, whenever man was trying to tell man about the road they walked, man, bro, this is my road, and I'm doing my thing. And some will and some won't. And the bottom line is you can't save everyone, but the people that you can, that's what.
And they'll appreciate you so much more for that.
There we go.
You know what I mean?
100%.
But yeah, Joy, take us out.
But is there any last things you want to say?
Promote. Yeah, just you know.
Anything.
Nah.
I love that.
Yeah, that's so good. But listen, thank you for, thank you for showing a side of yourself that you don't usually show, because this is what when we said that we wanted to start getting guests, we didn't want to do the normal promo one, chat and shit. We just wanted to find out about you as a person. And like what you said, like, years back, you would have done this. You would have come here and just spoken freely about things. So thank you for that, first and foremost. And man, as always, shouts to everyone liking, subscribing, viewing. If you're watching this for the first time, check our old stuff. If not, then you know what's going on. We're going to keep doing this. But shouts to everyone. Shouts to RA. We gone, man.
We gone, man.
We out.
First time I brought a gun, 18, I clapped it up and caught me one. Real guns and 41, repeat my bars, alright, pass.